rental car. I am somewhere in Idaho, and I can tell you something.
I ain't never been to Idaho before.
But the place I'm visiting today is someplace I've had on my radar for maybe 15, almost 20 years, perhaps. It's a theme park called Silverwood, and the reason I'm here is because of two things. One, they have just some really unique, awesome looking wooden roller coasters. They have some steel coasters too, but I'm here for the wooden coasters. And speaking of steel coasters, there is a piece of amusement park history here that actually has like connections to Disney, and that is the very first modern double looping roller coaster. This coaster was not built here. It was built at Knott's Berry Farm in California, and when Knott's Berry Farm didn't want it anymore, Silverwood bought it and moved it here, and it's just a little piece of amusement park history that I think is fascinating, and those are two of the things that I'm really looking forward to today, and I can't wait to get out of this hot car. It's 91 degrees outside, so it's just gonna be hotter outside, but let's go check out these coasters. And I'm in the park, and I'm a little bit surprised because the entrance was $73. Yeah, that's just a little shocking. I mean, Valley Fair, where I grew up going to in Minnesota, costs much less than that and is much bigger than this and appeals to sort of like the same kind of crowd. So I'm just a little surprised that it was so expensive, but parking was only $5, so parking at other parks is usually more expensive. I don't know, let's stop talking about money and start having fun. I'm really excited to just go in here and explore the park for the first time. I did not do a lot of looking at park maps and stuff like that. Of course, I've seen videos of all the coasters. That's what made me want to come here in the first place, and also knowing that they bought the original corkscrew from Knott's Berry Farm. But so I'm here, and that's all the fun we have ahead of us. I think I want to try to get on this Stunt Pilot as the first one. That's the monorail coaster. It's brand new this year, and they are kind of finicky. So if it's running, I want to make sure I get on that first. There it is behind me, and what a surprise, it's closed. Oh, but there's another coaster open. I can hear it coming. It's this one right here. I guess it's calling for me, and it's saying, Morgan, come coast with me instead. All right, don't have to ask me twice. Timber Terror is definitely a backseat ride. I love sitting in the front seat because I love to feel the wind in my face and I love to see the tracks. But definitely for the excitement level, Timber Terrors is a backseat ride, and I was surprised because it does look like a, you know, like a big, relatively big, impressive wooden coaster, but the ride experience isn't all that exciting. Coaster enthusiasts always talk about airtime, and even though there's a lot of hills on this ride, even in the back seat, there was not a lot of airtime. However, it's pretty smooth, and that makes it really re-rideable, so it doesn't throw you around a lot. There's not a lot of rough spots, and that is a good thing.
Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming. You're stirring things up, my heart is beating. My heart is beating.
Next up is a coaster called Tremors, and this is also a coaster that goes underground. And another interesting thing about it is, nowadays, most big rides, when you get off of the ride, you exit through the gift shop. Well, this coaster actually goes through the gift shop.
Say what?
Check it out.
You see right through me, I don't wanna hide. No, I don't wanna hide. I won't let go, I can't say no. My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you don't stop, I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you
Tremors is a very intense coaster experience, and they recently replaced some of the wooden track with this new fancy kind of metal I-beam track, and those parts of the ride are the smoothest parts of the ride. The rest is not like as bad as Hades in Wisconsin Dells, which I just rode a couple days ago. That is awful, like shaky, jackhammery, rearrange your spine, uncomfortable. Tremors is wild and crazy, but not like that. I would definitely rather ride Tremors 2 times in a row than Hades 2 times in a row. And I rode Tremors in the front and back seat too, and both of them were really great experiences, really crazy. I wouldn't say that either one had more or less airtime, except for, of course, the back seat on the first drop. And there it is behind me, the first double looping modern steel roller coaster in the world. The way that it's connected to Disney is the first modern steel roller coaster with tubular rails, with like round rails, like just about every steel roller coaster we know nowadays. The first successful one of those was the Matterhorn at Disneyland. That coaster is still running there. It's iconic, it's a landmark. If you've been to Disneyland, I'm sure you've probably been on it. And if that coaster hadn't been developed, if the research hadn't been put into developing that style of track, then this coaster with its double corkscrew, which has also become iconic on so many looping coasters, if that coaster hadn't been built, this coaster wouldn't have been built either. So it's all kind of connected together. Disney developing with his company together the modern steel track led to, not long after, coasters like this popping up all over the place. The clone of this ride that was at Busch Gardens in Florida for so many years was called the Python, and it was yellow. This one has been repainted, but basically the same coaster. And it was all built by the same company. And the sun is setting on Silverwood here. I found a nice little park here. I think they probably do concerts here sometimes. The sun is setting on the park and also on my time here. I'm on my way over to Portland, which is where I will be tomorrow for the next few days visiting my family there. And I'm looking forward to that as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it has nothing to do with cruises. If you watched until the end, the secret word is not cruise. Talk about it not being a cruise video in your comments, and I'll know you'll watch to the end, although I know most of you enjoy watching me go on cruises and showcase cruise-related stuff. I just love roller coasters, I love theme parks, and so this is another passion of mine that I enjoy sharing with you. And now I'm gonna beat the crowd and get out of here before it closes. Bye-bye.